Whatever you post can and will be held against you. Welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Doom Report. So by now you've probably heard that they indicted former FBI Director James Comey again, which I could care less. Honestly, I don't. That it's all theater anyway. None of it's real. But they are charging him with making threats against President Trump and transmitting a threat in interstate commerce, social media. Now, the post that he posted was him on the beach, and there was seashells organized in a manner that they read out 8647. 8647. So they're viewing this as a threat of violence against President Trump. 86 meaning get rid of 47, the 47th president. Now, you can take that however you want. Me personally, 86 always meant, throw in the garbage, file 86, right? Throw it out. So I saw that and I thought, okay, so he wants President Trump, impeached or thrown out of office or whatever. I didn't really view it as, a threat of harm, but apparently the FBI has. Now, my concern with this whole thing has nothing to do with Comey. It's the weaponization of social media. They already do this in China. If you say something against the Chinese regime on social media, there's, some bad things might happen to you. And it is now pretty prevalent in the UK, too. If you say something against the UK government or just anything that offends another person, they come and take you away and put you in jail. So in many places now, having an opinion is a crime. Now, if they start doing this, everybody's going to have to be on eggshells on what they post on social media. Because if you post the wrong thing, even if you don't think it's the wrong thing, even if you think it's harmless, and somebody else takes offense to it, they're going to come, the Gestapo is going to be at your door with handcuffs saying you have to come with us. Freedom of speech is pretty much gone, especially on social media. And I've been saying this for a while. There's going to come a day, and I think that day is approaching fastly, where all this technology, the cell phones, the laptops, etc., are going to need to be dumped in the river for our own protection. You're going to have to keep yourself safe by just not having an online presence. And that's sad because, we like doing our things here and hanging out with each other. And I think that day's quickly coming to an end. Of course, the normies will keep on doing the things that they do. And, a lot of them will end up in jail. So I don't like the fact that they're weaponizing social media. This is supposed to be an outlet for everybody. At least that's what we thought it was intended to be. And it's just going to get worse. All these data centers going up, they're going to be watching you like a hawk. So get ready, guys. And now on to the rest of the news. The Supreme Court limits a key provision on the landmark Voting Rights Act, which basically eliminates the Voting Rights Act, so prepare for maximum gerrymandering. The Pentagon has stated that the Iranian war has so far cost $25 billion. Former FBI Director James Comey, we just talked about him, surrendered over charge of threatening Trump's life. Trump is meeting with oil executives as the Iranian war stalemate drags on. According to the Washington Post, the Pentagon is to recall one of its aircraft carriers from the Middle East. U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright likens the war with Iran to killing the cancer that kills you, adding that we're not doing this just for America, we're doing this for the world. The Supreme Court is weighing Trump's efforts to end the temporary protection status of Haitians and Syrians. An aged oil tanker has been spotted, which suggests that Iran is bringing back retired ships to store oil. See, they got no place else to store it. They can't ship it. If they stop pumping, it's going to take them a long time to get restarted. So they got to keep pumping and just find a place to put it. A wave of attacks on Jewish targets in the UK is being probed as a possible link to Iran. There is another large oil facility burning in Russia, and Zelensky is touting of Ukraine's drone reach. Like, ha, we got you. The U.S. is going to issue commemorative passports with Trump's picture for America's 250th birthday. Timmy the whale rescue attempt begins off the coast of Germany. This is reported by The Guardian. It's a pretty cool picture if you want to check that out. The Department of Justice has indicted former Fauci advisor David Morans on charges that he was concealing COVID records. No, they lied about the old Charlie Victor 19. Impossible. Russia is going to hold its Victory Day parade without military equipment for the first time in nearly 2 decades. That's because it's all being used right now. The Council for Governor DeSantis tells lawmakers they could ignore the Fair District amendments in approving the new districting maps. Trump has rejected Iran's offer and says the blockade will stay until there is a nuclear deal. I think we probably could all guess that. The U.S. Senate has blocked a bid to prevent Trump from military action against Cuba. The Fed is having their meeting today, so we might hear something from Jerome Powell sooner or later about whether or not they're going to cut rates. Haven't heard anything as of now. Meta has been charged with failing to keep children off Instagram and Facebook in Europe. The court has given DHS conspiracy theorists access to the 2020 election data. Just another show going on. A report by NPR says the city with the most loss in the Colorado River crisis is trying to adapt. So what it is Lake Powell and Lake Mead are so low that they're almost to the point where they're going to have to shut off their electrical grid. They're not going to be able to produce electricity from Hoover Dam and the other dam, Boulder Dam, because the lakes are too low. And that's going to affect a lot of people. So if you live out west, you might want to start thinking about getting a generator or some way to produce power because you might not have any pretty soon. A New York Times article says U.S. gas prices climb further as the effects of the Iran war reverberate. Gas was $4.29 here yesterday. I did not look today. I forgot when I drove by the gas station. But I did see where oil prices are up to $117 a barrel. And another surprising report from the New York Times says Epstein obtained objects from Islam's holiest site for his island mosque. However, that whole story kind of died. Crazy how that happens, isn't it? Families sue OpenAI over the Canadian mass shooter's use of ChatGPT. And in local news here, our Walmart was shut down today for a while because of a bomb threat. Trump has told Iran to get smart soon, as Hegseth testifies to the House Armed Services Committee on the $1.5 trillion military budget. A judge has tossed out the Trump administration's lawsuit seeking access to the Arizona voter data. Ukraine is accusing Israel of importing grain stolen by Russia. What it was the grain came from what they're calling occupied Ukraine, which is where Russia has already taken over part of it. A South Korean court has sentenced ex-President Yoon to 7 years for charges including resisting arrest. Trump has told his aides to prepare for a lengthy Strait of Hormuz blockade. This has come out of Bloomberg. So, yeah, get ready for your prices to keep going up and up and up and up and up and up and up. Might want to prep. Just a thought. A report came out that's saying the U.S.-Iran war's next casualty is global food. I got a report coming out about that. I'm just not quite done with it yet. But, yeah, you might want to stock up on some shelf-stable food. North Korean President Kim Jong-un has praised troops who self-deleted to avoid capture by Ukraine. Naftali Bennett unveils Israel Renaissance plan and says the alliance will replace Benjamin Netanyahu. The Dow Jones is currently down 365 points. I'm sure it's just waiting for the decision from Jerome Powell. Crude oil is now up a little bit over $107 a barrel. And Brent crude is currently over $118 a barrel. And that is your doom report for Wednesday, April 29th. Guys, I would prep as much as you possibly can right now. Things aren't looking to be getting any better. Don't wait for SHTF because it ain't going to wait for you. We'll see y'all on the next one. OBP out.